Assalamu alaikum. This series is called Don't Blame the Medium because basically I'll mainly be handling the mediums of video games and anime. And because many people in the public consider these mediums as a waste of time and unproductive means to spend your time on, I've decided to kinda justify why this notion is incorrect and superficial. Well, to be frank, I don't blame them, since many of these games and anime tend to follow some practices that eliminate some beneficial values in favor of trying to appeal to the mainstream audience. But that doesn't mean the whole medium is at fault here. In fact, many of these games and anime could potentially hold some phenomenal experiences that could teach the audience some valuable life lessons. By phenomenal, I mean how video games are interactive compared to other forms of media, giving them a good insight on some interesting philosophies, better understanding of human psychology, and generally learn about the world, similar to how other old-known mediums such as books and comics would. It's called a medium because it's literally a medium to convey the message of the creator. Disclaimer, all I'm about to say here is based on some personal research and my own interpretation of things, so I would appreciate reasonable and rational comments with some nerding and fanning around perhaps, that discuss my points objectively without resorting to some, let's say, useless arguments or aggressive language that would get nowhere whatsoever, unless you've got some free time up your sleeve to spend on the internet conflicting with others. Also, there will be complete spoilers on the true ending of Sonic Adventure 2, like, obviously. Well, with that out of the way, let's dive into the video's topic. Sonic Adventure 2, Humans Deserve to be Happy. I'll give a brief about the parts of the story that are relevant to our discussion here, then I'll explain my personal interpretation of the moral of the game story. Let's do this. Eggman, the well-known main villain in the Sonic game series, who wants to conquer the world, was seeking a secret weapon, which was left by his grandfather Dr. Gerald Robotnik, who was the greatest scientist of his time. This secret weapon was hidden by a secret military. Dr. Eggman hacked into the system and awakened this mysterious black hedgehog named Shadow the Hedgehog, who is seeking revenge on humanity. Why? Well, here's the thing. In the past, perhaps around 50 years ago or so, Dr. Robotnik's granddaughter, Maria, was born in Space Colony Ark, but was diseased with neuroimmune deficiency syndrome, which basically makes her body weak and fragile and prevents her from ever visiting planet Earth. One day, Dr. Gerald Robotnik accepted to be put in charge of a project called Project Shadow, which is meant for the purpose of creating the ultimate life form, and eventually he created Shadow the Hedgehog, an immortal creature with such an edgy design, in an attempt to have someone to accompany Maria, grow up with her, and perhaps help her get cured by, I don't know. They kept staring at planet Earth, longing to someday experience visiting it, and see what it feels like to be there and stuff.
What do you think it's like on Earth?
The professor said his life's work was dedicated to all of those who live down there. He once told that the reason for his existence was making people happy through the power of science. Maria, I just don't know anything anymore. I often wonder why I was created, what my purpose is for being here. Maybe if I go down there, I will find the answers. Maybe.
As they grow up together in that isolated colony in space, over time the government started growing suspicion over Project Shadow that it might be a plan to create something dangerous that threatens humanity. Keep in mind, Shadow was an experiment and not the actual final result of Project Shadow. Without any evidence, ignoring Dr. Robotnik's sincere intentions and hard work to serve humanity with his intelligence and science. After all, he is the greatest scientist of his time according to the story, and without questioning or checking the validity of their suspicion, they immediately attacked the colony, killing Maria along the way as she locked him to escape through the shuttle. That moment and scene traumatized Shadow, and thus made him seek to fulfill her wish, whatever it is, and the government shut down the colony for good. Alright, back to the game. Shadow and Eggman teamed up as Shadow has a grudge against humans who took Maria and his father, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, also his creator, away from him, and Eggman wanna conquer the world. So, at some point of the story, we see some flashbacks of Shadow the Hedgehog, where Maria said,
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do it for me, for all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow the
indicating that he's been interpreting her wish as to take revenge on humans for what they did back then. Throughout the game, Eggman was collecting the 7 Chaos Emeralds, which are a great source of power and have a great power up his sleeve, as we'll later see how Dr. Eggman blew up half the moon as a warning to threaten humans if they dare disobey him. Dude wants to conquer the world that bad. Well, at the ending of the game, after Eggman had successfully collected all the 7 Chaos Emeralds to activate the cannon, turns out it was programmed to automatically broadcast Dr. Gerald Robotnik's video of his last words before being executed by the military. I mean, he's been the greatest scientist of the century, so obviously he can't pull that off, programming the video to display to the masses like that. The video showed how Dr. Gerald's grudge was too great.
I plan to give you a taste of my revenge once all the 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected. Once I initiate this program, it cannot be disabled. All of you ungrateful humans who took everything away from me will feel my loss and despair.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Ready!
He expressed how they took his beloved daughter away from him and attacked the colony due to their baseless accusations of him, creating a dangerous Project Shadow. So he wanted them to have a taste of his loss. So since Dr. Gerald knows how Shadow was close to her, I mean Maria, and that he would do anything she wishes, he went as far as manipulating Shadow's memories into making him think that Maria's final wish was taking revenge on humanity, which actually goes against her original wish to give humans a chance to be happy. And of course, knowing that she's longing to visit planet Earth means that she was exposed to perhaps enough media about the life in planet Earth that she got some good insight of how nice it would be in the few instances where humans live peacefully with each other and that they deserve to be happy regardless of the nature of the other, let's say non-peaceful humans, like the ones who attacked the colony. They later on revealed to the characters that Gerald's diary says, "I don't quite know what happened or what went wrong. Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind." But then the military guards landed on the colony that day. They were sent to destroy the research project that I had been working on. My colleagues at the research facility, my granddaughter Maria, I hope you all are safe. The colony was completely shut down, probably to keep the prototype from falling into the wrong hands. The Ark was shut down under the premise that there had been an incident. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing more to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her. Somehow, some way. I got scared as I no longer was able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to end. Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my Project Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it to the world. If you wish to fill the world with destruction. They found out about the activated program his grandfather Dr. Gerald made to make the colony go down as a meteor bomb and blow up the planet. It was the first time in the whole series where Dr. Eggman feels the weight of the whole situation and actually goes on his way to team up with Sonic and stop this madness. Time was ticking. Humans of Earth heard the whole message and they were afraid. And basically all the characters, including Dr. Eggman and the supposed bad guys, were helping each other to stop this madness. Shadow was standing there wondering as he thought he was supposed to take revenge on humans, and yet everyone including Dr. Eggman are fighting to save humans. He's unsure, lost. Humans took Maria away from him, yet everyone's trying their best to save humans. Up to this point, Shadow was basically trying to achieve what he thought Maria wished for him. At that moment, Amy felt like she was the only one not doing anything while the others are doing the heavy lifting, and decided to convince Shadow to help them. She said one of my favorite lines in the game, which represented her pure and honest characteristic. She said the following:
Shadow, we need you. Please help us.
It's all going according to plan. There's no reason for me to help them. Besides, there's no way to save anyone.
There has to be. I know that people fight over the most trivial things. Some people may be selfish, like the professor said. But they're basically good if they try their best and never give up on their wishes. They always have a reason to be happy. That's why you should help them out. Saving them is a good thing. Shadow, I beg you, please do it for them. Give them a chance. Shadow.
I beg of you, please, do it for me. Maria! For all people who live on that planet, give them a chance to be happy. If they live for better dreams. Shadow, I know you can do it. That's the reason why you were brought into this world.
Shadow realized the right thing to do, and oh god, Emmy's talk triggered some memories Dr. Robotnik suppressed in him, and he teared up. This moment broke my heart back then. He was under so much stress from all the realizations he has been getting. Without a second thought, he decided to help the others. After all, his sole focus was to fulfill Maria's wish, whatever it may be, and even if it meant saving the very human species who took her away from him. By the end, when Supersonic and Super Shadow were fighting the Bio-Lizard, in order to prevent the colony from falling and destroying planet Earth, as I previously said, Dr. Robotnik programmed the colony to fall and destroy the planet after inserting all Chaos Emeralds. Shadow was under so much stress as he was consuming all his energy for the sole purpose of fulfilling her wish.
No way that's getting through!
Shadow, I beg of you,
Maria!
give them a chance to be happy.
Now, Shadow!
But Shadow remembered Maria's last words, which drove him to use all his energy, resulting to sacrificing himself along the way, with some final words saying,
Maria, this is what you wanted, right? This is my promise I made to you.
Using Chaos Control's ability, Sonic and Shadow were able to teleport the colony to somewhere safe, and prevented it from falling and destroying planet Earth. And the humans were celebrating this success without ever knowing the true person who actually sacrificed his life along the way to save them. And this fact is very heartbreaking. After that success, all characters gathered together and
Where is Shadow?
yes, they decided to have a moment of respect, to remember him.
Do you really think that the professor created him, Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was. A brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save this planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
It felt so sweet seeing all these characters who, whether heroes or villains, bad or good, Sonic Team or Dark Team, they're just having a moment of appreciation together, a moment of humanity, even if they're animals, but they just ignored their differences and rivalry for once, and had a moment of normal talk beautifully. Eggman expressed his respect towards his grandfather Dr. Gerald to Tails, and talked openly about how he looked up to his grandfather, Knuckles and Rouge as rival treasure hunters, and
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh, it's nothing. Come on, let's go home. To the planet as cool and blue as me.
I like how they indirectly teased that Sonic was supposed to be with Shadow in here, or at least that's how I interpret it.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
And the game shows the beautiful planet as blue as Sonic, as some soft music playing on the background. It was such a valuable ride. The game's story discussed how many humans could suffer from committing many sins, doing mistakes, just like how the government attacked Dr. Gerald because of mere baseless accusations, how Gerald wanted revenge and included the whole humanity along the way, that even his grandson Eggman wondered. I'm sure many of us realize how this world has so many humans who do bad things, having wars, conflicts, do mistakes, and more. They might be caused due to different backgrounds, cultures, ideals, race, beliefs. Many factors come into play. You might come across people whom you feel like they're just pure awful, or perhaps notice a certain bad trait in many people of some nationality, that you generalize that trait on all of them. Just like how Dr. Gerald Robotnik's grudge and seek for revenge led him to generalize the bad things the military did and decided to blow up the whole planet Earth, including all humans. Humans are created to be different, and despite that, there are still people like Maria and Amy who simply believe in the good of people. Despite Maria being attacked and killed by the military, yet, to her last breath, still believed in humanity and asked Shadow to give them a chance in that harsh state she was in. We just need to treat them as individuals instead of generalizing. Sonic had proved that there are those who simply fight for what they believe in, those who are not driven by personal gains, and genuinely want the better good for humans, despite me making fun of them being animals. But seriously, this story tells about animals who are more humans than humans themselves. And the creators of the story and the game did such a great job at conveying this. The theme of the song, Live and Learn, had such relevant sayings to these games' themes. Can you feel life moving through your mind? Looks like it came back for more. Can you feel time slipping down your spine? You try and try to ignore. We all experience life with its ups and downs and feel the time passing. Despite that, in a subconscious level, we know that we are depletable creatures and would pass away someday. Perhaps procrastinating and sloth, for instance. But you can hardly swallow your fears and pain. When you can't help but follow, it puts you right back where you came. We keep swallowing these fears and pain, living a sorrow life, feeling sorry for ourselves. We know the right thing to do, but our ignorance keeps occurring until it puts us right back where we started. But this is why the song says that we just simply need to hanging on the edge of tomorrow, from the words of yesterday. If you beg or if you borrow, you may never find your way. Live and learn. We look up to tomorrow, but also consider the past experiences we passed through, as they help us live up to what we are today. No matter how harsh that past is, because if we never accepted that past and kept begging, making excuses and allow ourselves to remain the same, then basically we will get stuck and get nowhere. We will never find our way. We will keep living in this dark state filled with regret, anxiety, stress, and general negative feelings. Later in the song, it says, "There is a face searching far, so far and wide. There is a place where you dream you would never find. Hold on to what if, hold on to what if." That each of us has the potential to find himself and his dreams somewhere far and wide. But in order to reach there, you need to believe in the possibility itself, as this belief in oneself is the start of your journey to fulfill that dream. Applying the act of accepting yesterday and looking forward to tomorrow will make you motivated to actually move on and progress. Believing in what if would open endless possibilities, and yes, this is a song's name of a future Sonic title. It's true, we as humans are flawed, we make stupid decisions, we've had many sins, racism, wars, selfishness, jealousy, and many more. But if we kept living and learning through our life, holding on the edge of tomorrow by accepting our past, working on fulfilling our dreams despite the odds, then we as humans always have the chance to be happy, and we deserve it. And this last scene where everyone is together despite all past conflicts and fights, there is a moment of beauty in here, and this is always possible. Stop being judgmental, for if you think the whole world is the same as the game's military, who killed Maria and Dr. Gerald Robotnik, then there will always be the Sonic team and Amy, who believe in the inherent good of humans and make such scenes possible to take place between the so-called bad people and good ones, even if for a moment. I like how the song reflects how we need to deal with our problems to secure a happier future despite it being kinda impossible, but we just need to hold on to what if, because kinda impossible doesn't mean it's impossible. What if has so many possibilities, endless possibilities, and this is why we always have the chance to be happy. We always deserve to be happy. Thank you for watching. with such an edgy design, in an attempt to have someone to accompany Maria, grow up with her, and perhaps help her get cured by, I don't know, they usually say, cure your psychological mind in order to cure your physical body and stuff. Convincing yourself that a useless medicine works might actually make it work, anyways.